Friends, our nation today is experiencing difficult times. Our farmers are facing an acute crisis. Our aspirational youth are not finding opportunities, and the economy is growing below its potential. The unfortunate truth is that each of these crises was entirely avoidable. It pains me to see how, rather than standing up to all these challenges, the Modi government's response has been to stifle dissent when deficiencies are pointed out. Innovation needs support and an environment where ideas can be discussed and debated without apprehension or inhibition. Friends, we must remember that economic policy has a significant impact on the lives of ordinary people. It is therefore essential that those tasked with decision making pay special attention to policies and programs and not act on mere whims and fancies. India is a complex and diverse country, and no one person can be the repository of all wisdom. Every time we have sought an answer for any of the disastrous policies of the present BJP government, all we hear is that their intentions are virtuous. The intentions of the Modi government, which claims to be good, have resulted in massive losses for our country. The lack of reasoning and analysis is costing India and our collective future. The UPA government delivered an average growth rate of 7.8% despite turbulent global conditions. The NDA, on the other hand, has managed lesser growth rate despite a favorable international climate and low international oil prices. In fact, growth rate under the NDA is lower in spite of the frequent changes in methodology which paint a rosier picture than reality. Two major avoidable blunders of the Modi government have been demonetization and hasty implementation of the GST. The losses the economy suffered due to these blunders have severely hurt our micro, small and medium enterprise sector and have resulted in the loss of tens of thousands of jobs. Along with this, exports as a share of GDP have plunged to a 14-year low. This at a time when the global economy is reviving and exports of other Asian nations like Vietnam have been able to grow very substantially. When we turn to the impact of the BJP government's economic policies on the common man, another place to look is the petroleum sector. Petrol and diesel prices in India are at an historic high. This is in spite of lower international crude oil prices because the Modi government chooses to levy excessive excise taxes. Instead of passing on the benefits of low prices to the people, the Modi government has sought to punish our people. During NDA tenure, in the face of high crude oil prices, we cushioned the common people against their effects. Since the present government has assumed power, the international crude oil prices have declined to 67%. However, petrol and diesel prices have on average increased at 110% on both these products. Through constant increase in taxes and at the cost of the common man, the BJP government is projected to have earned over 10 lakh crores. India must demand answers as to what use this money was put to. A healthier economy requires a well-functioning banking system. Today, neither are our banks lending nor is the private sector borrowing in order to make new investments. The growth engine of the economy are spluttering. Perhaps it is here that the mismanagement of the Modi government is most evident. The proportion of gross non-performing assets have trebled since the UPA demitted office. The quantum of frauds in the banking sector has almost quadrupled from rupees 28,416 crores in September 2013 to rupees 1.11 lakh crores in September 2017. Perpetrators of these frauds meanwhile escape with immunity. The economic management of the Modi government, and I say this with great care and responsibility, is slowly eroding the trust of the general public in the banking system. Recent events which resulted in shortage of cash in many states were preventable, but the government is not doing its job. Instead of taking prompt corrective action, the government has been busy providing excuses and peddling conspiracy theories as to what led to the problem. Meanwhile, as write-offs to corporate houses have exponentially increased, by unpayable agricultural loans due to heightened rural distress are not being waived. In 3 years, over 2.4 lakh crores worth of loans have been written off by the public sector bank. But where is the capital for the growth engines of small and medium enterprises? What took years of hard work to make the Indian economy the third largest in the world is being dismantled through systematic efforts that have no grounding in logic. In only 4 years, Prime Minister Modi ji has reversed the successes of the UPA government, in process hurting our farmers. The aim of the present government to double farmers' incomes by 2022 comes across as wishful thinking. Under the UPA-2, the average annual minimum support price growth rate was 19.3%. Under the NDA government, this has fallen to 3.6%. The agri GDP growth rate under the NDA government is half of that achieved under the UPA government. Agricultural exports, which had seen a 5-fold increase under UPA, have since come down by 21%. At the same time, agricultural imports have risen by over 60%. It is worth seeking answers from the Prime Minister as to how he seeks to double the incomes of farmers when his government has failed to even match the record of the UPA. When asked to explain reasons for economic ills of the last 4 years, Prime Minister Modi ji tends to blame everything on the 70 years of Congress rule. He forgets the role of the Green Revolution ushered in by the Congress government and which transformed Indian agriculture phenomenally and made the country today a net exporter of food grains. Prime Minister does not mention the role of policies of economic liberalization of the 96 in transforming the industrial economy of India in the past 25 years. He has no use for the achievements of UPA 1 and 2 by enacting path-breaking social and economic legislation in the form of 1. Right to Information Act, 2. Right to Education Act, 3. Food Security Act, 4. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, 5. Right to Fair Compensation, Transparency in Land Acquisition and Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act for Farmers, 6. Scheduled Tribes and other traditional forest dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act, 7. Grant of special status through constitutional change 371J to the backward district of Hyderabad, Karnataka region. Prime Minister forgets to mention that policies of UPA 1 and 2 led to lifting 140 million people above the poverty line during the year 2004 to 2014. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Bengaluru, which has been labeled the most dynamic city of the world. That is a well-deserved title for this city, which is the cradle of science, information technology and innovation. All over the country, youngsters graduate and head to Bengaluru, and this is the startup capital of India. Bengaluru was also the inspiration for the UPA government's far-sighted focus on urban development. The ideas that led to the creation of the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission came from social entrepreneurs from Bengaluru. The development of our cities, ladies and gentlemen, should be a priority for every government. This requires sustained efforts, funds and innovation. Instead, the Modi government has been content to simply come up with catchy tags like Amrut and smart cities, which have underperformed spectacularly. Thus, under the BJP government, we are missing out on crucial years which require careful planning and investment to ensure that our cities remain truly engines of economic growth. Look at the contrast with the Congress government in Karnataka under Shri Siddaramaiah. Its tender shore project has transformed the way urban infrastructure is constructed while ensuring that everyone, including pedestrians, benefit in the process. Metro connectivity has improved substantially. The state governments offer to bear 80% of the cost has helped kick-start the suburban rail project. In spite of massive pressures due to growth in population and vehicle, the Karnataka government has brought about a tangible change in the lives of citizens of Bengaluru. The youth come to Bengaluru for its vibrant and open environment where entrepreneurship is thriving. The Siddaramaiah government's innovative policies like Elevate has made Bengaluru the startup capital of India. The Siddaramaiah government's support for industry has made Karnataka the biggest in translating investment intentions into reality, more than Gujarat or any other state. The Congress government in Karnataka is creating jobs for our youth, and the results are clearly visible. Ladies and gentlemen, Karnataka's track record is in total contrast to the Indian record on job creation. The biggest casualty of the BJP government's policy has been lack of jobs. Prime Minister Modi ji, after having promised 2 crore jobs a year to the people of this country, has presided over a period where jobs have actually been destroyed. In the age group of 15 to 24, over 72 lakh jobs were lost during the last 4 years. It is normal in an economy to have sluggish job growth. This usually happens when external factors are unfavorable. However, job destruction in India is due to mismanagement on the part of the Modi government and their team. True leadership creates opportunities. It does not destroy them. If we do not fix these problems right away, we risk turning our demographic division into demographic disaster. Bengaluru provides us with examples of how a turnaround is possible. The entrepreneurial spirit of Bengaluru made the city a hub for information technology. In the last 2 years, Bengaluru has moved from 12th to 1st position and ranked as the most dynamic city in the world. The youth need quality education and sport. Karnataka was the first to announce a dedicated startup policy. A version 3 of biotech policy was announced to cater to the ever-changing demand. This response to a dynamic environment helps Bengaluru contribute $50 billion to India's export basket. Credit for this goes to the many people who innovate daily, and also the Congress government of Karnataka that has assisted this transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, during the same period, growth of export of software services has declined nationally, touching a record low in 2015-16 at 7.3%. India's position as an IT superpower is under threat. The situation could get worse if the Modi ji government fails in its duties at protecting H1, H4 and L1 visas for our professionals who are under threat in the United States. I urge the Prime Minister to utilize every possible channel to ensure that our professionals can continue to work in the United States, which benefits both America as well as India. It pains me to see how, rather than standing up to all these challenges, the Modi government's response has been to stifle dissent when deficiencies are pointed out. Innovation needs support and an environment where ideas can be discussed and debated without apprehension or inhibition. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Bengaluru is the founding capital of Indian science. It is worth remembering that India is the only country in the world to have incorporated in its constitution the principle of promoting scientific temper in the society at large. reduced budgets, administrative takeovers, and harassment of students and dissenting voices are a violation of our constitutional norm. It does not help that the ministers in the Prime Minister's cabinet and even BJP Chief Minister regularly make comments promoting irrationality. It thus comes as no surprise when irrational policies hurting people are implemented. In conclusion, let us remember that a country develops when there is sustainable growth, when people have jobs and meaningful careers, when they can fulfill their aspirations with renewed hope in a better future. Bengaluru and Karnataka have shown India the way. I only wish that Prime Minister Modi ji will learn and implement some of these lessons in the little time left to his tenure. Karnataka under Shri Siddaramaiah has a dynamic economy which has been growing at an average rate of over 8% per annum. It is fiscally prudently managed, with the fiscal deficit in the last 5 years kept well below 3%. At the same time, the state has paid adequate attention to expenditure on social sectors, paying particular attention to health and education. Social sector has claimed 40% of total expenditure. The state government has dealt with the drought situation efficiently and has provided timely assistance to farmers by way of low rates of interest on loans and also through loan waiver. Infrastructure development, particularly the development of irrigation and power, has received priority attention. Altogether, Shri Siddaramaiah as Chief Minister has provided a dynamic and progressive leadership to the people of Karnataka. I appeal to the people of Karnataka to strengthen its hand and vote Congress once again to power. Thank you. Jai Hind.